So there's been an interesting conversation online about people, a few artists, a specific artist that claimed that she did a song for Beyonce for her latest album, and she did the whole song completely from zero. And she wrote it in her living room a few years ago, and then maybe she shopped it to the majors, etc. And Beyonce picked the song for her album Renaissance. Until then, nothing special. Now, when you do a song for somebody, usually if you made the music and you get compositions right, and you get 100% of the composition right, which is 50% of the work. Now, if you write the lyrics or if you write with somebody else, you get 100% of the author rights, which is the other 50% of the art, right? And this 100% plus the publishing generates a work. So normally, if I have a song called One Love that I produced, I composed, I wrote, and let's say before I release it, Nelson Freitas hears it and tells me, yo, bro, that song One Love, please give it to me. And I'm like, all right. And I give him the song, and even if it becomes one of his biggest hits, he's gonna make money from selling the song, doing the shows, because he's gonna be the singer, the interpret, but he's not gonna be the writer and composer. So if you go to Spotify and you click right on the song and you look at credits, you will see my name, Edward McCullough, as the composer and writer of the song. Now, what this woman claims is that in order for the song to stay in the album, the proposition that they did to her was, you have to give a big percentage of the song, so the composition rights or the writing rights, to Beyonce, just because she is so big that maybe this song by yourself, if you release by yourself, you're gonna generate €1,000. Who knows? But if I sing it, me Beyonce, I'm gonna generate $1 million from the song. So because I'm gonna generate $1 million just from my name, just from my fame, just from who I am, I believe that I want 25%, I want 30%, I want 40%, I want 50%, who knows? But, and the proposition here, right, is, do you stay on code? And you say, no, listen, I wrote my song as a creator, and I want to be respected as a creator, meaning that I want to make 100% of what I wrote. Or you understand the value proposition of the business and you are willing to sacrifice 50% of and give 50% of your creation, because you know that that person is so big that she's gonna generate you 500K. And of course, because nobody understands the business and people love to hear a victim story so that they can get excited, everybody is siding with the few artists that this happened to, because Beyonce has been co-writing a lot of songs with a lot of people, and I mean, she can write her songs, but yeah, listen, apparently there's been a few times, not once, that she just got a song that was done, and her publishing team said, hey, listen, we're about to generate you, I don't know, 200K, a million, 500K, whatever. We want a piece of that money. So it is in your best interest to give us some of that money. So let me look at what you say first. Brodry is watching from Germany. Bless up. Tokos. I went to your show in Saint Thomas Principe on Pirata Club. Oh, 2008. Oh, nice. Have to come back. It's been forever. J'ai honte, mon anglais n'est pas assez bon. Ah, maman. C'est pas grave, le mien non plus. Écoute seulement, tu vas apprendre. Is that the Tiffany Red story? I think it's not just her. It's something that happened a lot. And DJ K Yola, what up? So let me tell you one thing. Sabrina Zik love, bisous. Let me give you my... Ouais, je suis super enrhumé, Sabrina, de ouf. Et je suis encore plus enrhumé maintenant que j'ai commencé le... Yo, my shit is crazy. I have to put... Tout ça, c'est la faute à Body. Il fait que des hommes mariés restaient la nuit dehors. Quand ce matin, j'arrive à la maison et puis ma femme me dit, voilà quand on traîne. C'est ce qui arrive quand on traîne à 5h du matin dehors. Vraiment. Tu n'as même pas pitié de moi. All right, listen. Let me give you my honest opinion on that subject. And let me tell you the story of the track I did called Les DS. On a changé. So when we did that track, so I made the beat. So because I made the beat, I own the composition, right? Because I made the music. Now, I'm supposed to own 50%. And who wrote the lyrics is Camnos. Then I went on to make the rest of the album. So probably 70% of the instrumentals on that album. And I also wrote probably, 70% of the songs, or co-wrote them. And then Lila, who was the singer, and the rest of the group were interprets, meaning that they sing a song, but they don't write it. So it's their song in a way, but in reality, it is my composition and Kamnu's lyrics. So all is good. The songs come out. So at that time, they are not known at all. But then we get a proposal from EMI Music. They tell us, hey, listen. And we get another proposal from one of the biggest French television channel. They say, listen, we want 10% of the composition via publishing, and we need you to sign publishing to EMI, and EMI will sign a deal with us so that us, the television, every time we play the song, we will get back 10% of what we have to pay as a broadcaster. Because every time a TV station plays your song, if it's a big TV station, they have to pay €100, right? So now they did a deal so that every time they play, they pay €100, but they get paid €10. So their goal now is to generate a lot of money from playing the song because of the 10 euros they make. But every time they make 10 euros, the writer, composers, and publishers are going to make 90 euros. So at that time, I have my own publishing company already, Sushiro Publishing. So I don't need to give my publishing away to anybody. I could just keep it and make whatever amount of money I'm supposed to make from that song, from it playing on TV. But EMI and Sony approaches us and say, listen, give us 50% of your money via publishing. You give us 50%, and we will make sure via our deal with this TV station that this song plays hundreds of times. And because of that, instead of making, because at that time, On a Changé is just a Zouk song or a Kizomba track that nobody cares about. Only the small French West Indies community cared about the song. So it's like, what, 100 sales? Like, but these people are telling us, if you give us 50% of the money that's going to be generated by radio plays, TV plays, etc., we will make sure to maximize the amount of money that you're going to make. And me, I was like, all right, let's do it. So I signed my publishing to EMI, and Kamnu signed his publishing. I'm not sure if it was to EMI because then they got bought by Sony, but anyway, we both signed our publishing. So now, every time the song was playing on French national TV, he was generating, let's say, 100 euros per play. In that 100 euros per play, 10 euros was going back to the TV station. So the more the TV played it, the more it made 10 euros. Now you had 90 euros left. So these 90 euros, you had to take away 50% of the 90 euros. So that's 45 euros. Now, in these 45 euros, 45 was going to the publishers, and then the other 45% was divided, the other 45 euros were divided between me and Kamnus. So that's 22.5 euros for every play. So you'd be like, if you think about it, you'd be like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to get 100 euros every time a song plays. And all of a sudden, I'm only getting 22 euros? Wait a minute. But now the way you have to think about it is, and the way I think about it was, listen, 100 euros multiplied by, let's say, 2 or 3 or 0, yeah, it's 300 euros, more or less, if you can have some plays, right? And when you play on Trace TV, or if you play on Media Tropical, which was the French West Indies radio, you are not really getting a lot of money. So maybe we would have shared, me and him, if we kept 50% of our song, we might have generated 200 euros each. But because we accepted to give away publishing rights and to do that deal with the TV station, our song and the song of the girls, Les Déesses, started playing on national TV station every 30 minutes for a whole fucking year. Every 30 minutes, they were playing the song like crazy. They were playing the song when, like, before, the news, before Big Brother, before this. Listen, so the more people are watching, and in the media, if your song plays, let's say, in the morning before the news, and there's like 6 million people watching, maybe that play will generate 350 instead of 100. If it plays at a moment where like 11, there's nobody really watching the TV, there's maybe there's only 500 people watching the TV, then maybe it's only going to generate 50 or 75. But then if it plays before Big Brother, when like you have 20 million people watching, then the play will generate maybe 500 or 1,000. So after 1 year of this song being played and played and played, and because he was playing on the big TV, he started also playing on the big radios. Because he was playing on the big TV and the big radio, all the big radios and big TV started playing the song. And because of that, all the medium stations started playing. Everybody started playing the song like crazy in 2007. So now the money that was generated by the song was 1 million euros. So listen, my share was around 250 or 240,000 euros. So listen, when I woke up that day, I'm chilling in my bed. I have 300 euros in my bank account, and I'm waiting to do the next show so I can be saved. And all of a sudden, at 8 a.m., I receive a notification that I think the first check I had was 150,000. The second one was 75, and then after that another 50,000, and then it went down. But probably in the last 10 years, this song probably generated me 300,000 euros for one song. And the reason why I got that money is because I understood the art of being smart and sacrificing when you have to sacrifice. And it's something that a lot of people don't understand because they want to stay on the emotional part of music. I'm not emotional when it comes to music. I'm like, yo, listen, what is the business proposal? What do you want? What do I want? And what do I gain from giving you something? Because, listen, I could completely say, hey, no, I'm not giving you nothing, and I don't want to give nothing to the TV station. I want to keep the integrity of my copyrights, and I want 100% of my composition. I don't care. On On a Changé, I want 50% of my composition, and this one, he does what he wants. And on the other one that I composed and co-wrote is Danse avec moi. On that one, I would say, yeah, listen, I want 75% of the song, and I want every last penny of it. And maybe the song would have generated 10,000, 20,000. And maybe I would have received 20,000. I would have been happy. But I wouldn't have known what it does to receive 150,000 euros in one day. And that's when I learned a valuable lesson about when do you understand that it's in your best interest to sacrifice a part of your copyright for it's the long game that you play. And this is why I don't understand why people don't understand when some of these artists are saying that, yeah, I had to give away, or I gave away, or I only make X% of the song that I did by myself. And you want to see them as victims when they're not. And at the same time, I understand the ego behind it, because you're like, yo, wait a minute. I did this by myself in my living room, or I did this by myself in the studio, or this artist was not even there when I did it, and now they want to cut. Well, listen, if Beyonce comes to me tomorrow and tells me, hey, listen, I heard that new song you did, and or I want to do a new version of One Love, for example. So One Love is my song that I wrote 20 years ago, 21 years ago. This song has been a hit for 20 years. Everybody love it. It's an amazing song. It's in the heart of everybody. And let's say Beyonce says, "Hey, listen, I want to do." So listen, I made money from One Love. I made copyright money. I made show money. I made sales of albums money. So to me, the song already brought me everything that I thought it could bring me, right? But if Beyonce comes now and say, "Listen, I'm doing the Lion King 2 soundtrack, and I would love to put that song in there. And I just want to do like a guitar voice, and I'm going to sing the whole song the same. And listen, because I'm Beyonce, and I'm going to generate, because it's going to be the song of the movie, it's going to be the song of it's going to be the theme of the movie. I'm going to make XYZ and da-da-da-da-da. And let's say Beyonce and her publishing and Sony Music Publishing and Warner, they all come to me and say, "Listen, this is going to be Disney." And Disney says, "Oh, listen, we have a publishing company called Mickey Mouse Publishing. We want 10%. Beyonce wants 20%. And the rest of the publishers want another 20%. So I have to give 50% of the rights of my song that I did by myself. And this is going to generate 10 million euros. I would be an idiot to not sacrifice 50%. There's an art to that. And a lot of people, they don't understand this in this business of music. A lot of people, they think too much about their ego and not enough about the business side of things. It's the same thing I was telling a friend. Bro, if you want 5,000 for a show and nobody's willing to pay it, but you insist in your ego that you are worth 5,000, you will make 0 time 5,000. That's 0. Now, if somebody has a little less ego than you and understand that there's a market, and maybe they understand that in the market, they can only, let's say, do a DJ gig for 500. Yeah. Maybe you're going to laugh at them because they play at 500. Like, look at this guy. 500 for a show. Nah, I'm worth 5,000. Good. But if you make 0 time 5,000 and the guy makes one show at 4 p.m., between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. for 500, then another show at 9 p.m. for 500, then another show at midnight for 500, and then maybe another show at 4 a.m. for 500, and maybe an after party for 500 again at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Boom, that's 2.5 thousand in one day. If they repeat that Saturday, Friday, now they have 5,000. And let's say they do another 2 shows on Sunday for 500, or even 300. They made 5,600. While you here talking about your price, your ego, cool, but the market doesn't want to pay you, so you make 0, and that person makes 5,000. And maybe the only show that is like hard work is maybe the one late in the club, in the big club. The rest is in a small hotel when they actually don't have nothing to do. They just play a playlist and they wait, or they already have a pre-mixed show that they just play, and they just stay there because there's like 10 people in the restaurant and it's not worth working. Or they use tractor, autoplay, whatever. They still gonna make more money than you. And listen, I know a lot of people. If at that time, when I got proposed to give away 50% of the copyrights, the publishing of On a Changé, they would have said, hell no, that's my song. I don't have a contract with you. I'm not giving you the publishing. So if you understand the way I see things, you would understand that, for example, I have something going on that was the one of the biggest songs on TikTok in 2023. It is generating a lot of money by itself. For me, all the remixes, all the versions, and the original. From YouTube, from streams, from XYZ, and also from copyright. And I own 100% of the writing and composition of the song because I wrote it and I produced it and I composed it, right? And in terms of publishing, my company, Sushiro, owns 50% of the publishing and Section Zouk owns the other 50% of the publishing. So right now, we had a big record label that proposed to me, hey, listen, we're going to do a new version in French with some French singers, young people. They're going to do a music video. It's going to call Bam 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 Ma Jolie. And we have the big radios ready to play it. So we want, because we're gonna generate you a lot of extra money for your song. We want a percentage of that extra money we're gonna do to you. And you know what I did? I said yes. And right now, as we speak, this song is playing big time on all national French radios and Belgium, and then it's spreading. And it's making my original song big. And then the artists who don't understand, they're gonna be like, yo, somebody stole your song. Or somebody's gonna, did you hear that version? I said, of course I know that version. It's authorized. And because I make X% of that song, I'm making money without doing nothing. From a song that is already making money. And this is just a new version. So listen, if Jazz on the Rule or Justin Bieber hears something going on TikTok, he sees the trend, he's like, yo, I want to do a version of that track. I want to re-sing same lyrics, and maybe I'll just add something, whatever. And listen, Kay, I'm Justin Bieber. I'm going to give you 50. I need you to give me 50% or 40% of the new song. You think I'm going to say no? Because I wrote it by myself in somewhere in Mozambique, in my hotel room? You think I'm going to say no to potentially making 50% of $5 million just because I'm proud and I prefer staying with 100% of my 10,000? Sometimes people should check their egos because of their egos, they make no fucking sense. I'm just saying. Hey, it is what it is.